Another high-impact practice is undergraduate research, having students engage in real investigations in the sciences and in the humanities. And we'll talk briefly here about the benefits of undergraduate research, talk about some good practices that promote better academic outcomes, and we'll talk about the importance of publicizing what students do with their research. First off, having undergraduates engage in research has all sorts of benefits. It promotes reading and writing and thinking skills. It improves students' confidence in their relationships with others, because odds are if they're researching, they're going to have to work with team members, with other people to gather and analyze their data. So we get better relationships. Students get to practice and appreciate the scientific method, and they get intense interaction with their faculty members, more so than you do just from attending lectures or engaging in in-class conversations. Undergraduate research is a chance to actually work with instructors on important work in their field. That's the kind of intense interaction that builds good relationships and good academic outcomes. Plus, who knows, if you do undergraduate research, some of those undergraduates might like it so much that we get more researchers out of the deal. So, lots of benefits to be had by having students do this research. How do we make that research valuable and produce learning outcomes for the students? Well, first of all, be sure to prep their research skills. You know, your first year students, maybe they come from high school, their idea of research is read 3 articles and cite them and write a bibliography, done, in a research paper. We need to explain to them there's much more. We need to give students practice in identifying problems, designing experiments, ensuring data quality, developing interviewing skills, all those things that go into real research. Students don't come with those skills fully formed, so before we throw them into an undergraduate research experience, we want to kind of prepare them with those skills. Also, research indicates we get better results from undergraduate research when we give students option, when they have some voice in studying and choosing what problems they want to investigate. That's going to produce better learning because just that process of identifying and choosing problems for students is a critical thinking exercise. It makes them smarter. Recognize also that your undergraduate research is going to be a long-term project. You know from last time you wrote a paper or did an experiment, research doesn't happen within the confines of any defined time frame. It might be student undergraduate research isn't going to be completed within a month or even within a semester. If you're going to implement undergraduate research as a component of your undergraduate program, you may have to define it simply as sort of a requirement, something students will do, but they will do outside of any particular classroom or any semester. It's just something they have to work on through their program and then accommodate the time it takes to gather that data. So think long term. Also, good effective research at the undergraduate level gives students a chance to engage the community. It's not just something they do in the laboratory and nobody hears about it. Good undergraduate research comes from helping them do something that their community will care about. Now, whether that community is the campus or the surrounding town or a larger scale than that is up to you, but they need to feel like they're engaging with the world, doing research that matters to others. You as the instructor, as in so many of the other high-impact practices, need to monitor and guide what they're doing. Okay? Research is not just turn students loose and see what data they bring back 3 months from now. It's about being there in the process, helping them design the instruments and the interviews and the surveys that'll help them do good research and get good results. And then also, make sure that you evaluate the entire process. Recognize it's undergraduate research. We probably aren't aiming for a publishable peer-reviewed journal article, although if you can get that, great. The point is to have students work through the process of all the things that go into good research. Make that your focus and include all of that in your evaluation of their work. Like I said, you're probably not going after a journal article, but you still want students to have the chance to publicize the research that they're doing. Make sure that they always have a sense that the work they're doing matters outside the classroom. So have them kind of face outward and think of ways to engage the audience with the research they're doing. For me, the short form of that is blog it. Post your research results. Have students post their results and even maybe kind of progress updates as they're researching on a blog. Use a system that will allow people to share their information with others as they're gathering it and after they've analyzed it. Blogs are good for that. Social media is good for that. There are also offline versions, whether you do poster sessions or go to student academic conferences or organize maybe demonstrations in the public. Maybe students take what they've learned and present it to your local city council or the county commission or the environmental board in town. Whatever you do, whether you blog it or do live presentations, give students opportunities to publicize their research, to share what they're doing with a broader community. That'll emphasize to them that research, that science and investigation matter to school and matter to the community. And that'll make the undergraduate research experience a higher impact practice, improving the learning of all students.